Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will show you 10 tips to become a great conversationalist by Nasong Wang. Imagine you are at a dinner party. Someone comes up to you and says hello to make a little bit of small talk. And then there's that awkward pause. You don't know what to say next. It's like someone hit the pause button on your mind. Admit it. It's happened to you, hasn't it? Well, it's time we make sure that never happens again ever. Here are 10 life hacks that will help you become a better conversationalist and make you to the life of the party. 1. The recall method. This is a really effective technique used by comedians all the time. It's called the recall method. If you can pull this off, chance are that it will make the conversation really memorable. The next time you are chatting with someone or a group of people and a funny moment happens, which almost always happens, trust me. Remember exactly what was talked about. Then later on it the conversation, if it fits the context of what's being talked about, bring up that exact some moment that everyone had laughed about earlier. You will be immediately be perceived as being clever and witty for doing this. It also shows that you were listening carefully to what was being talked about earlier. 2. Bring up memories immediately. How many times you had conversation start off with "Hey, how you doing?" This happens almost every single time I run into someone. It is as boring as it gets because the answer you usually get is "I'm good." Instead of doing that, talk about a great memory that you had experienced with that person. For example, "Hey, remember that one time I went out in Barcelona and I'm singing Shake It Off at the Dwelling Piano Bar? That was so funny. I can almost guarantee you will get a better reaction." Try to bring up a funny or heartfelt memory. It can make a huge difference and will get the person to open up to you. 3. Body up. Sometimes you can't do it alone. That's okay. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're feeling introverted. Today, for a lot of us, it's hard. It's really hard being charismatic, funny, witty, and sharp all the time. When you talk to people, one great way around this is to pair up with a good friend who's really outgoing. Buddy up with someone and approach people in pairs. This way, you have someone there that you can always lean on in case the new conversation doesn't flow that well. It also gives you different dynamics in the conversation to play off. 4. Be intensely curious. Have a genuine passion and curiosity to learn from others. One of the best ways to get them to open about themselves is to ask them questions. Make sure you listen carefully to them during the conversation and ask relevant questions. Do not ask for the sake of asking questions. Thought. Make sure it's thoughtful and genuine. 5. Live an interesting life. Start by living the awesome life you have always dream of one. Once you do that, you will have countless stories to tell other people. Take modern dancing class, try that new cycle class you have always wanted to check out. Travel to Barcelona like you always planned to write the book you have been dreaming of. Start the business you have been thinking about. 6. Be authentic. Life too short to be someone you are not. Be comfortable in being the unique, wacky person that you are, mean that in the best possible way. Those that truly belong in your life are the ones that will love for exactly who you are. 7. Remember people's name. One of the easiest way to show that you care about someone is to remember their name. People respond much better if you show them that you remember who they are. One easy way to do this is repeat their name right after they tell you, or can do the word association. For example, for me personally, I also try to think of a celebrity with the same verse. Help me remember it. 8. Mirroring. One way to make other people comfortable in conversation is to mimic their style and energy. This is known as mirroring. For example, if someone is very high energy person, you have elevate your energy levels to match theirs. I have tested this quiet a bit and it does work really well. 9. Storytelling. People hardly remember data points, but they do remember great stories. One of the best ways to have a great conversation is to make sure you have a couple of amazing stories that you can tell perfectly. One of the best way to have a great conversation is to make sure you have a couple of amazing stories that you can tell perfectly. The way you tell is important. You have to make it sound amazing. 10. Awesome introduction. When you are introduce someone, don't just introduce them by the name. Tell a story about them and praise them for their accomplishment and achievement. People will really appreciate this and it creates natural flow along a conversation. So that's for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.